Hello everyone, welcome to Sneha Videos. This video provides a detailed explanation of Chapter 1 Real Numbers for 10th class. In this video, we are going to learn exercise 2, which is based on LCM and HCF using prime factorization method. So this prime factorization method is a process of finding the factors, and that factor should be prime numbers. Okay, first we'll find out the factors of the given number which are prime, and from that factors, using these factors, we will find out LCM and HCF. So before going to the topic, I would like to explain what are the factors of the given numbers and what are the multiples of the given numbers. Okay, children, just remember one thing. To find out the factors, you should be perfect with the divisibility rules. Divisibility rules. There are some divisibility rules. You please go through them. If you don't know, follow the links which I provided in the description box. Okay, so here factors. Suppose I am taking the example numbers as 6 and 12. Let me find out the factors of 6 and 12. Here also let me find out the multiples of 6 and 12. Okay, so what is a factor? Factor means the given number is exactly divisible by which number. Okay, means this 6 goes in which table? Simply to say in a simple way, this 6 goes in which table? Okay, so 6 you start checking from one table. Okay, so one in one table it goes 6 times. So I'll write 1 6 are 6. Okay, now next after 1 you check with 2. 2 in 2 divisibility rule you have, if the last digit or if in units digit is 0 to 468, then it is divisible by 2. As it is 6, it is divisible by 2, right? So in 2 table it goes 3 times. After 2, 3, right? So but here we have 3 already. Now you no need to find out the factors. Okay, here we got 3, so your process stops here. Now I can write the factors as 1, 2, okay, 3 and 6. These are the factors of 6. Just remember this process, check from 1, and if a continuous number after 2 we got 3 here, so no need to find out more factors. Here your process stops. Now in the similar way we'll find out the factors for 12. Start with 1. 1 is a factor of every number. Please remember that 1 is a factor of every number. So in one table this 12 goes 12 times. Okay. For that, to check whether it goes in 2 table or not, you should see this last digit. It is 2, so it goes in 2 table. So 2 into 6 is 12. Okay, we finished with 2. Now we'll check with 3. To check with 3, you should add these digits 1 plus 2, right? 1 plus 2 is 3. As 3 is divisible by 3, so it goes in 3 table. So 3 into 4. In 3 table it goes 4 times. Now next after 3 you have 4, but 4 is already there here, so your process stops here. Okay, children, please follow this method so that you can easily find out the factors of a given number. Now I can write the factors as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Okay, okay, I finished with the factors. Now I'll go with the multiples. Okay, you just remember multiple means table. Just remember this word. Multiple means table. So whenever you are asked to write the multiples of 6, you just write the table of 6. 6 1 6, 6 2 is 12, 6 3 is 18, 6 4 is 24, 6 5 is 30, right? 6 6 36 and so on, right? Now I'll write the multiples of 12. 12 1 is 12, 12 2 is 24, 12 3 is 36, 12 4 is 48, and so on. Right? Okay. Now our aim is to find out the LCM and HCF. LCM and HCF. So children, please remember one thing. To find out the HCF, you find out the factors. Okay. For finding the LCM, you find out the multiples. Okay. This is your childhood method. For finding HCF, you find out the factors, and for finding LCM, you find out this multiple. Okay. So HCF, highest common factor. Okay. So first we will find out what is this common factor. Here we wrote the factors of 6 and 12. From this we have to find out the common things. C stands for common. So what are the common things here? 1, okay, 2, 3 and 6. Right? Now from these common things he asks you to find out what is the highest one. So what is the highest one? 6. Right? So 6 is the HCF of 6 and 12. 6 is the HCF of 6 and 12. Simple. Find out the factors of two numbers and pick out the common things from these two factors and pick out the highest one, which gives you the HCF. Okay. Now coming to the LCM, the name itself is telling that first write the common multiples. Here we wrote some multiples. Pick out the common things from here. Here 12 is there and here 12 is there. Right? Here 24 and here also 24. Okay. There is no need to write so many multiples. Till you get the first one common, it is enough for LCM, because the name itself is telling that least. So from these two common multiples, here the least one is 12. So what is the LCM for 6 and 12? It is 12. Okay. So now we'll use this process for finding the LCM and HCF. Okay. So remember one thing. HCF means from the common factors, you should take out the highest one. For LCM, from the common multiples, you should take out the least one. Clear, children? Now we'll go into our topic, which is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So what is this fundamental theorem of arithmetic? So children, here I gave 6. So is 6 a composite or prime number? So if you don't know what is a prime number or composite, no worries, I'll explain you here. See, prime numbers means it has only two factors. Only two factors. Composite numbers means it has more than two factors. Okay. So what is this two factors and what is this more than two factors means? Simple. Here we told one is a common factor of everything. Okay. So here we are mentioning the word factor. Okay. So we'll take factors. One is a common factor of every number, and the number itself, here I took 6. 6 goes in 6 table, right? Factor means the given number is exactly divisible by which number? Okay. So 1 is divisible, 1 is a factor of every number, and the given number also goes in that table, right? So these are the two factors. Now coming to composite things, it should have more than two factors. Means it should go in one table, it should go in its own table, and it should go in other table also. Clear, children? So here I'll tell you in a simple way. Just remember like this. Prime. Just write the word prime. Okay. Now next, composite. COMPOSIT. Right? Composite. Now here prime, you just pick out this letter I. From composite, pick out the letter O. Okay. So I stands for itself. Just remember like this. This is not, this is the technology, this is a easy way to remember. Okay. So I, you remember itself. O, others. O, others. Clear? So here prime numbers are which goes in its own table. Here I told from prime you pick out I, right? I means itself. So it goes in its own table 1 and 6. Okay, suppose I am taking the number 6 here. Composite means other, it should go in other table also. Prime itself, it should go in only its own table. O means others, it goes in other table. So the prime numbers are the numbers which have only two factors, and the composite numbers are the numbers which have more than two factors. Okay, here you should remember the letter I, and here you should remember the letter O. So I means it should go in its own table. Anyhow it goes in one table, so one table and its own table. Okay, suppose I am taking the number 2 here. 2, it goes in one table and it goes in two table only, its own table. Okay, so whereas coming to this composite number, let me take an example. 4, it goes in one table, it goes in four table. These are the common things for every number. Every number has 1 as a factor, and that number is also a factor. Now we'll check whether this 4 is divisible by other number also or not. So it goes in two table also, so I can write 2 is also a factor of this 4. Okay, now here we got another factor which is 2. So it is a composite number. So it goes in other table also, it goes in its own table only. Clear, children? So by using this we will find out LCM and HCF. So next, what is this fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Every composite number. So here I mentioned the word composite number. Composite number means you should remember the letter what? This is for your remembrance. O. Right? So O means it should go in other table also. So it goes in one table, it goes in two table, and it is going in four table. So here you got another table. So it is a composite number. Okay, every composite number can be expressed as the product of primes. Product of primes. What is this product? Product means you know that it is a multiplication of primes. Primes means prime numbers. Here I took 4, right? I took 4. I am telling that 4 is a composite number. It is having the factors 1, 2 and 4. It is having these factors here, and this factorization is unique. If you find out the factors of 4 using the prime factorization method, children, you learned this prime factorization method in your childhood, right? So I'll start with 2. 2 2s are 4, and here 2 1s 2. Okay, so these are your factors. These are your prime factors. So I can write the 4 as 2 into 2. 2 into 2. Okay, so here you have product. So product means the multiplication of primes. These are the prime numbers. 2 is a prime number and 2 is also a prime number. So I am writing product of primes. Okay, in the same way, let me take another example. 15. Okay, 15. So 15, do the prime factorization for 15. Children, be perfect with the divisibility rules. Then only you can find out the factors of a given number by prime factorization method. Okay, so 15, let me check whether it goes in two table or not. As it is 5, it will not go in two table. It should be only 0 to 468, but it is not present here, so it is not divisible by 2. Let me check with 3. 3 divisibility rule is you should add the two digits. 5 plus 1 is 6, so it is divisible by 3. So this 15 is also divisible by 3. So 3 5s are 15. Okay, for the small numbers, for 2-digit number, we can easily find out it goes in which table. But for a big number, let me take for 4-digit number or 5-digit number, it is not possible to divide each and every number with each and every number, right? So divisibility rules help you whether the given number is going in that table or not. Now 5 is a prime number, so I am writing 5 ones 5. Okay, now 15 I can write as 3 into 5. 3 into 5. Okay, So simple children, this is a composite number because it is having more than two factors. Anyhow 1 and 15 are its own factors, right? It goes in 1 table and it goes in 15 table. Okay, other than this it goes in 3 table and it goes in 5 table. You should remember this one. Okay, so now I wrote here product of two prime numbers. This is a prime number and this is a prime number. So every composite number, this is a composite number, right? Every composite number is expressed as product of two prime numbers or product of any number of prime numbers. So did you understand this? Every composite number can be expressed as product of primes, and this factorization is unique. What is this meaning? This factorization is unique means it is different for every number. Suppose 15 I got 3 into 5, right? So for only 15 I'll get 3 into 5. For other numbers it will be different. Okay, so for different numbers it will be different. Unique means this product of primes is possible only for this 15. So it is for this one only, and this will have another thing. So this is what the meaning of unique. Every number has its own product of primes apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. So here I can write 15 as 3 into 5, and also I can write 5 into 3. I can write in this way also 15 3 into 5 as well as 5 into 3, right? Apart from the order means you can write in this order, or you can write in this order in which the prime factors occur. Suppose 15, just now I did like 3 5s are 15. I can do like this also, 5 3s are 15, right? So I can do in this way also. So whatever order you follow, but these prime factors are same. Okay, so let me explain this again. Every composite numbers we are writing as a product of prime numbers, and this factorization is different for different numbers, and you can follow in any order. Means you can take first 5, next 3, or else you can first do with 3, next 5. Clear? Next is, from this prime factorization you should find out the LCM and HCF of the given numbers. So here he gave one easy technique, that is product of smallest power of each prime factor of the numbers, LCM of greatest power of each prime factor of the numbers. What is this product of smallest power of each common prime factor, and what is this one? I will come to understand when you go forward. Okay, so here you should remember one word, that is common, and here you should remember greatest power, smallest power, common, and here greatest power of each. Okay, smallest power, common. Only from the common things you should take the smallest power. For LCM, from each prime factor you should take the greatest power. I'll tell you in an easy way when we are doing the problems. Is it clear till here, children? Okay, we'll go to the next slide then. So here is your first question from your exercise. Express each of the following number as a product of its prime factors. So you should do the prime factorization of each number and write the product of its prime factors. Okay, so here is your first question from this first bit, 140. Do the prime factorization of this 140. So 140, okay, as the last digit is 0, you can take 2 table or 5 table. So if I take 2 table, 2 sevens are 14, and you write this 0 as it is. Again it is 0, you can take 2 table or 5 table, 2 threes are 6, and here 1 will be carry, 10 means 2 fives are 10. Okay, now the last digit is 5, so you should take 5 table, so 5 sevens 35. Okay, here 7 is a prime number, so you should write 7 ones 7. So these are your prime factors. Okay, now you should write them in product, means you should multiply them, means you should write them, you should write these prime factors in between. You should put multiplication symbol. So as 2 occur 2 times, you should write 2 square into 5 one time. So write 5 as it is into 7. Okay. So your prime factoration of 140 will be shown as like this. Okay, he just asked you to write the product of its prime factors, so we have written the product of its prime factors. Okay, so coming to the next problem, 156. Do the prime factoration of 156 in the same way. Okay, so you will get the prime factoration of 156 in this way. As the last digit is 6, I took 2 table, so it is going 78 times. Again it is 8, so it goes in 2 table 39 times. It is 9 in the last, so it will not go in 2 table, so I'll check with 3 table. It is sum of the digits is divisible by 3 table, so 13 times. 13 is a prime number, so I wrote 13 ones 13. Okay, now I wrote all of them in product. As 2 occur 2 times, I put 2 square. Clear, children? Okay, let us go to the next problem. So here is your next problem from first bit, 3825. Okay, you can do the prime factoration of 3825. It is shown as like this. Okay, here as the last digit is 5, I can take 5 table, or if the sum of digits is divisible by 3, then it is divisible by 3, so I took here 3 table. Okay, so if you want to take 5 table, sorry, if you want to do it with 5 table, 3825 with 5 table, because the last digit is 5, I can write like 5 sevens are 35 and 3 is your remainder here. So 5 6 are 30, so 2 5 5 is 25. Okay, again last digit is 5, so I can do with 5. So 5 ones 5, 2 here, 5 5s are 25, and here 1, 5 3s are 15. Okay, as the last digit is 3, it will not go in 5 table, and it is not going 2 table also. So let me check with 3 table. You should add all the digits. 5 plus 1 6, 6 plus 3 9. So 9 is divisible by 3, so it is going in 3 table. Okay, 3 5 is 15 and 3 ones 3. Okay, 51 means again 5 plus 1 6, so I can do with 3 table. So 3 17 times. Okay, 17 is a prime number, so I should write 17 ones 17. So if you follow this procedure also, here you got 5 2 times, here 3 2 times, and 17 1 time. See here 3 2 times, 5 2 times, and 17 1 time. So this is whatever order it may follow, but the product of the prime factors is same only. Okay, we have given the definition in the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Every composite number is a product of prime factors, but whatever order it can follow, but it gives the product of prime factors in this way. Clear? Now next problem is 5005. Your prime factoration of 5005 will be like this. Okay, 5, I took 5 table here because the last digit is 5. 5 1001 times, 7 table, next 11 table, and 13 is prime number, so 13 ones 13. So I wrote all the prime numbers product like this. Here no number occurred more than one time, so no power will come. They will be like this only. Okay, understood, children? Okay, let me go with the next slide. So here is your next problem, 7429. Do the prime factoration of 7429, which is shown as like this. Okay, first check with the small numbers 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. If it is not divisible, check with the 2-digit number. So it is going in 17 table 437 times. Next in 19 table 23 times. Okay, 23 is prime number. So 23 ones 23. Okay, I wrote all the product of the prime numbers in this way. So the prime factoration of 7429 is like this, and its product of prime factors is like this. Understood, children? So here is your next problem. Find the LCM and HCF of following integers by the prime factoration method. Here he asked to find out LCM and HCF by the prime factoration method. Okay, so first do the prime factoration method, and whatever factors you got, from that factors you should do LCM and HCF. Okay, so let us start with the first problem, that is 12, 15 and 21. So 12, let me do the prime factoration for these three numbers, 12, 15 and 21. So 12, last digit is 2, so I can take 2 table. So 2 6 are 12 and 6 also divisible by 2. So 2 3 is 6. So 3, it is a prime number, so it will go in only 3 table. So 3 ones 3. Okay, let me do the prime factoration for 15. So 3 5 is 15. Next, 5 is a prime number, so I can write 5 ones 5. Next, 21, it goes in 3 table, so 3 sevens are 21. So 7 is a prime number, so I can write 7 ones 7. Okay, if you write the product of prime factors for 12 as 2 occur 2 times, so I am writing 2 square, okay, into 3. Okay, here I got 3 and 5 only one time, so I'll write 3 into 5. Okay, next here also these two prime factors occurred one time, so I'll write 3 into 7. Children, remember one thing, that how to find out the HCF and LCM of this product of prime factors in an easy way means simple. Just remember these words whatever I'm saying. Here HCF means from the common factors, from the common thing, you should write the smallest power. Smallest power. Okay, you should write from the common, pick out the smallest one. Common, smallest. Common. This is very important. From the common things, you should pick out the small one. Okay, for finding the LCM, first common things you write. Common things and remaining things. Whatever the remaining things are there, that also comes in under your LCM. But here you should write the greatest power. Okay, here LCM means you should remember small, common, small. From the common things you should write the smallest power. LCM means from the common things greatest and also from the remaining things greatest. From only common, in HCF means from only common things, only common, not about the remaining things, only common smallest power. LCM means from common greatest as well as from remaining also greatest. Here smallest, here greatest. Okay, so I'll go with the problem. Here I told HCF means common smallest. Here the common things are 3, here also 3 is there, here also 3 is there. This 3 should present in these 3 numbers. Okay, common means if you have only in this 2 only 3, but here 3 is not present means you should not take 3 here. Okay, so the number which the prime factor which occurred in 3 numbers, then only you should take it as a common. Okay, so here 3 is common, so I'll write 3. Then what about the smallest? Smallest means the power. Smallest power I told no. Here 3 power 1 only, here also 3 power 1 only, here also 3 power 1 only. So the smallest will be 3 power 1. So no other number is common here. So HCF is 3 here. Clear children? Now LCM. LCM means from the common greatest. So from the common 3, you have the greatest one 3 only. Here 3 only. Suppose here you have 3 square. For example, here you have 3 square. You should take here 3 square. But in HCF, you will get 3 only because the least power, the smallest power you should take. Here 3 only you will get. Okay. So here it is 3. LCM greatest power is 3. Next, and the remaining things also you should write the greatest one, no? So from the remaining things, 2 square, there is no 2 here. So from 2 square is only the greatest one. So I'll write 2 square as it is. And next, and what are the remaining things? 5 and 7. Here only 5 present in this number. Here no 5 present for this. So 5 will be written as it is. And next is 7. So I'll write 7. Okay. So the LCM is 2 square into 3 into 5 into 7. So 4 into 3 into 5 into 7. Whatever product you got, that is your LCM. So you'll get understand about this if you see the following problem. Okay, so 12 you got 2 square into 3. Okay, next 15, next 21. Now for HCF, we should take out the HCF means you should take out the smallest power and only from common smallest. Just remember HCF means smallest, LCM means greatest. Okay, this from common as well as from the remaining things. Okay, so here the common thing is 3. So I'll round up 3. 3 in 3 numbers. For these 3 numbers, the prime factor 3 is common. So HCF you'll get 3. Whereas LCM you'll get from the common things highest power. So already 3 is only the highest power, 3 power 1 only for everything. So 3 into 2 square into 5 into 7. Okay. So LCM is 2 square into 3 into 5 into 7. If you do the product, you'll get 420. Okay. Whereas LCM is 3. Understood, children? Now we'll go with the next problem, that is 17, 23 and 29. Okay, here one thing you should remember, that if there are 3 prime numbers, if we ask the question to find out the LCM and HCF for 3 prime numbers, anyhow 17 is a prime number, 23 is a prime number, as well as 29 is also a prime number. If to find out the LCM and HCF of these 3 prime numbers, LCM means just product of these 3 numbers. No need to do the prime factoration, because anyhow if you do the prime factoration, they'll go in its own table only. 17 will go in its own table 17 only. So 17 ones 17. Anyhow you'll get 17. 23 similar way you'll get 23 ones. 29 29 ones. Okay. So LCM means greatest power. The greatest power of each digit, each number is the number itself. So product of this 3 numbers. Then what about the HCF? There are no common factors for these 3 prime factorations, right? So if there is no prime factoration, there is no common things, common numbers, common factors from these 3 numbers, then the HCF is 1. Because in one table, for these 3 numbers, this one is a common factor. As we already discussed, 1 is a factor of every number. So I can write 1 as a common factor for these 3 numbers. So HCF is 1. Okay. So here I mentioned that the given numbers are all prime numbers. So the LCM will be the product of their numbers and the HCF is 1, because there is no common things. If there is no common prime factor, so I cannot write anything. The smallest power is 1, smallest common thing power is 1 only. So I write HCF as 1. Okay, did you understand this? Okay, let us go to the next slide. So here is your next problem, that is 8, 9, 25. Okay, so do the prime factoration of 8 and 9 and 25. So it gives like this. 8 means 2 cube. Okay, so 8, 2 4s 8 and 2 2s 2. Okay, 2 2s 2 and 2 1s 2. So here 2 came 3 times, so I wrote 2 cube. Okay, now next is 9. 3 3 is 9, so 3 occurred 2 times, so I wrote 3 square. 25 5 square. Now HCF. See children, what is HCF here? Here 2 cube, 3 square, 5 square. There is no common thing here, right? So the HCF will be 1. If there is no common factor here, then you should write the HCF as 1. Now what about the LCM then? LCM I told common greatest and remaining greatest, right? Greatest power. So from the common thing, the greatest thing is nothing, because there is no common thing, so I will not write anything. So here I already mentioned here, remaining, from the remaining things also you should take out the greatest power. So these are the remaining things. So from 2, here no 2 is there, so 2 cube is the greatest power. So I will write 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square. Okay. So your prime factoration will be like this, and your LCM and HCF will be in this way. As there is no common factor, I wrote HCF 1, and LCM is the product of the numbers only, because common things are not there and the other numbers greatest powers are these things. So if you multiply, you will get 1800. Okay. Now next problem is 72 and 108. So do the prime factorization of 72. So it will be like this: 2 here, so 2 table 36 times, again 6 here, so it goes in 2 table 2 18 times, again 8 here, so it will go in 2 table 2 9 times, 9 will not go in 2 table, so I can take 3 table, 3 3 is 3, sorry 3 3 is 9, and 3 here, 3 is a prime number, so it will go 3 ones 3. Okay. Now next 108. So 108, in the similar way, you'll get the product of prime factors like this. These are the prime factors. Okay. Now if you write the product of prime factors in this way, here we'll do LCM and HCF from this. See here, remember one thing I told again and again, I'm telling, HCF means you should remember common smallest power. Common smallest power. What is the common things here? Here 2 and here 2. Okay, this is common. Next here 3, here also 3. Okay, these 2 and 3 are common, here also 2 and 3 are common. Okay, but here from the common things, HCF means you should take the smallest power. Smallest power, when you see 2, when you see 2's, the smallest power is 2 square. Here you have 2 cube. Here you have 2 square. So for HCF, we should write only the common smallest power. So smallest power is 2 square. Okay, understood? Smallest power is 2 square. Okay, into 3 also common, right? Here you have 3 also. So from these 3, what is the smallest power? 3 square. So I'll write 3 square. So 2 square is 4 and 3 square is 9. So 4 9s 36. So this is your HCF. Okay. Now coming to LCM. LCM means from the common you should write the greatest power. So anyhow 2 2 here, right? So from this common you should write the greatest power. The greatest power is 2 cube. So LCM is 2 cube into, from this common 3 thing, here 3 square and here 3 cube, right? From this the greatest power is 3 cube. I wrote 3 cube. From the common you should write the greatest power, and the remaining things also you should write, right? So there are no remaining numbers other than 2 3. Here also other than 2 3 there are no remaining numbers. So your LCM will be this one, 2 cube into 3 cube. So 8 into 3 cube is 27. Okay, if you multiply this, you will get the LCM. So LCM and HCF of these two numbers is given in this way. HCF is 2 square because the smallest power 2 square, here 3 square, 36. Okay, LCM means the greatest power from the common things, 2 cube into 3 cube, that is 216. Okay, is it clear, children? Now we'll go to the next slide. So here is your next problem, 306 and 657. Do the prime factorization and write the product of prime factors for 306 and 657. It will be shown in this way. Okay, so here we'll do the HCF and LCM. Okay, HCF means from the common smallest power, LCM means from the common greatest and remaining also greatest power. Okay, so here the common things are 3, here also 3. So 3 square 3 square. Other than 3 square 3, there are no other common factors. So from this common we should write the smallest power, right? Here 3 square, here 3 square, both are same only. So this will be your HCF, 3 square, which is 9. Okay, LCM from the common greatest power. As both are equal, I'll write 3 square only. I finished with the common thing. Now I should write the remaining things greatest power. Here 2 is there, but here 2 is not there, so I'll write 2 as it is, into 17 is there here, but it is not present here, so I'll write 17 as it is. Similarly into 73. If you do the product of this one, you will get the LCM. So the HCF and LCM of these two numbers is like this. LCM, I wrote common, highest power, and other things also. Okay, now coming to the HCF, we got 3 square, that is 9. Clear, children? So we'll go to the next slide. So here is your next question. Check whether 6 power n can end with digit 0. Okay, means 6 power n should end with the digit 0. So let us take one example number which is ending with 0. Suppose I am taking 40 here. Okay, we'll do the prime factoration of this 40. So 2 20s 40. Okay, next 2 10s 20. Right, next 2 5s 10. Next 5 is a prime number, so I can write 5 ones 5. Okay, so the prime product of the prime factors is 2 cube into 5. Okay, remember this, we got 2 cube into 5. Let me take one more example, 30. Okay, so 30, 2 15s 30. Next 3 5s 15. Right, next 5 ones 5. Okay, here you got 2 into 3 into 5. Right, means if you observe carefully, if you are taking a number with end digit 0, means if a number is ending with a digit 0, in its prime factoration you will compulsory have 2 and 5. Okay, here also you have 2 and 5. Okay, in its prime factoration you should have the prime factors 2 and 5. Here also you should have 2 and 5. Then only the number ends with digit 0. Okay, so here he asks that check whether 6 power n can end with digit 0. So 6 power n, before going to this 6 power n, we'll do the prime factoration of 6 first. See, simple. 5 square, suppose I wrote 5 square, means 25. Okay, 5 power 3, 125. Okay, if you do 5 square or 5 square, you will get 5 5s and 5 1s, right? Here 125, 5 25s and 5 5s. Sorry about my writing. So 5 1s. Okay, so here power of a number is having a power, then the same number repeats it by the number of times as a power is there. Okay, here 2 is there, so it will repeat 2 times. Here 3 is there, so it will repeat 3 times. The same number will repeat, the same prime factor repeats. Okay, so for 6 power n, first I will do with 6. Okay, 6. So prime factoration of 6 is 2 3 6 and 3 1s 3. Okay, so its prime factoration is 2 into 3. But just now we have seen one example that if a number ends with digit 0, it should have 2 into 5 in its prime factorization. Right, but here there is no 5. Right, in the prime factoration of 6 there is no 5. This 5 is not present here. So as there is no 5 in the prime factoration, then it cannot end with 0. Right? So your problem is, given number is 6 power n. So whatever number is given, just write it. Then 6 power n is 2 into 3 whole power n. See, this n can vary. It may be 2, it may be 3. Whatever it is, the same number repeats by the number of times this power is having, right? So I can write 2 into 3 whole power n. Next is, to be end with 0, 6 power n should have a prime factor 5, right? So to end a number to end with the digit 0, compulsory there is a common, there must be a prime factor 5 in it. Compulsory there must be 2 as well as there must be 5. If suppose you have 5, suppose I am taking 25. Okay, suppose I am taking 5 power n, 5 power n, 5 power n or 25 power n, whatever it is. Suppose I am doing prime factoration of 25, I'll get 5 square, so 5 5s, and here 5 is a prime number, so I can write 5 1s. So I can write 5 square whole power n. Okay, here you have only 5 in its prime factoration, but there is no 2. 2 is not present here. So if there is no 2, then this is also not ending with the digit 0. So if a number ends with the digit 0, then it is compulsory having 2 and 5 in its prime factorization. Okay, as there is no 5, only we have 2, then also it is not ending with 0. This 6 power and whatever is there, it will not end with digit 0. If you have both 2 and 5, then only the number ends with digit 0. Okay, but the prime factors here are only 2 and 3, so it cannot. So here is your next question. Explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. This is one term and this is one term, because there is plus in between these two numbers, these two terms. Okay, here also there is a symbol into, but this doesn't separate the terms, because into and division will not separate the terms. Only plus and minus separates the terms. Okay, if there is into between any two numbers, then it is only one term. This is also one term only. Till here it is one term and this is another term, because plus is there in between. You should have only plus or minus. Plus and minus only separates the terms, not into and division. Okay, here also you have given one number into. So till here it is one number, one term plus 5. So this is another term. Okay, so here he asked, explain why this number and this number are composite numbers. So children, we already learned what is a composite number means. Here you should remember one letter O. O means other, so it should have other factors which are other than 1 and itself. Suppose I am taking 25, it should have 1 as its factor and 25 as its factor, as well as the other factors should also present, then only it is a composite number. Here it goes in 5 table, so I'll write 5. So the other number is 5, so it is a composite number. Now let us go with this problem. He is asking why these two numbers are composite. Okay, composite means it should go in other table. See here 15, I can write 3 into 5. 3 into 5 means it is going in 3 table, it is going in 5 table, it goes in 1 table and it goes in 15 table, right? But here I am not mentioning these two numbers because I am not writing them, I am not doing the prime factor, sorry, I am not writing them as a product of primes. Okay, 1 is not a prime number. Okay, here these two are the prime numbers, so I am writing as a product of prime. Here I am doing the prime factorization. If you are doing the prime factorization method, you should write as the product of primes only. So here I am writing 3, 5. So this is a composite number. Here anyhow you will have these two factors and additionally you will have these two factors also. So I can conclude that this is a composite number. So your problem will be like this. The given numbers, here he gave two numbers, that is this is one number and here this is one number. I wrote them separately. Here if you observe, I told this is one term and this is one term. Okay, so when there is a common thing between two terms, then you can take common. Okay, so here 13 is common, here 13 is present, here also 13 is present, so I'll take 13 common. Whatever the remaining things, I'll write them in bracket. 7 into 11, right? Plus, if there is plus, put plus, and here 13 will come when 13 ones 13, right? So your next step, here also similar for this one. Okay, so here it will be like this. Here you have 5 and here 5, here plus is there. Whenever there are different terms, then only you should take common if there is any common number. Okay, when you take 5 common, 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 goes 5 times, so I wrote 1 here. Okay, so your next step will be, here 13 I took common, 7 11 77 plus 1. Here 5 into, if you multiply all these numbers, you'll get 1008 and plus 1. Okay, now 13 into 77 plus 1 is 78. Here 5 into 1009. Here he just asked why they are composite. Why they are composite here? Because here you got, when you multiply 13 into 78, you will get this number. Right? When you multiply 5 into this one, you will get this number. Right? Means this number is having 1 as a factor, and this whatever number you got after multiplication, that number as factor, and 13 as factor, as well as 78 as factor. Now here also this number whatever is there, that number is a factor, and 1 is a factor, as well as 5 is a factor, and 1009 is also a factor. So I can conclude that this is a composite number and this is also a composite number. So instead of multiplying and writing the product and the addition of this number, you can do in this procedure. Clear? So the next step will be, as a given numbers can be written as a product of two numbers, they are composite. Here product of two numbers means one table, it goes in one table, its own table, and in 13 table and in 17 table. So there are more than two factors, so it is a composite number. So similar way here it is also a composite number. Understood? So let us go to the next slide. So your next question is, how will you show that 17 into 11 into 2 plus, here he gave plus symbol, so this is one term and this is one term, right? Here into will not separate, multiplication will not separate the terms, so this is one term and this is one term. Okay, he gave two terms and he asked is a composite number or not. Simple, just like the before problem, you should derive it. So here while doing the problem, here there are 2, 17 and 11, here also there are 17 and 11, so I can take 17 and 11 common, right? The remaining things will be 2 plus 5. Okay, so your problem will be like this. The given number is, whatever number he gave, you should write that one. Here as 17 and 11 are common in these two terms, so I took 17 into 11, and the remaining things are 2, and in between there is plus, so I took plus here, plus 5. Okay, so you'll have 17 into 11 into 7. So here you have the product of three prime factors. Okay, the product of three prime factors means here if you do the product of this number, you'll have one answer. So this is a factor of this number, as well as 1 is also a factor of this number. So you got here two factors, and 17 is one factor, 11 is one factor, as well as 7 is also one factor. So here you have more than two factors, these are the other factors. So when there are other factors apart from this one and itself, then they are composite numbers. Understood? So here is your next step. You'll get, when you multiply 17 into 11, you'll get 187. Okay, so there is no need to multiply this number and write it as a composite number. Here only you can say that there are two more factors other than 1 and itself, so it is a composite number. As a given expression can be written as a product of two numbers, so it is a composite number. Okay, did you understand this? Okay, we'll go with the next slide then. So here is the next question. What is the last digit of 6 power 100? He asked the last digit. See, suppose I am writing 5 square. 5 square is 25. We know that 5 square is 25. We know that 5 cube is 125. I am taking with 5 example 125. Okay. So here suppose I am taking 5 power 4. If you do 5 power 4, you will get 625. Okay, so here this power is changing. When this power is changing, he asked what is this last digit. Here if I take for 5, I got 5 only. Here also 5 only I got. Here also 5 only I got. Okay, so I can write, for if we ask for 5 power n, 5 power whatever power whatever power for 5, the last digit is 5 only. Okay, so if I take 2 power n, suppose he asked for 2 power n, then I should write 2 power 1, sorry, 2 power 1 is 2, whereas 2 power 4, 2 is 4, right? Next 2 power 3 is 8, 2 power 4 is 16, right? So for each power, the last digit is changing. For 2 cube it is 8, for 2 power 4 it is 6. Okay, it is changing. So we cannot write what is the last digit of this 2. Okay, because it is changing for each and every power. Okay, so in this way you should do for this 6 power also. So let me do 6 power 1. Your answer will be like this. We know that 6 power is 1 is 6. 6 power 2 is 36. 6 are 36. 6 cube is 216. 6 power 4 is 1296 and so on. Okay. So 6 power n. So see here 6. Here the last digit is 6. He mentioned here last digit. So see only the last digit. Here also 6. Here also 6. So even if you take 6 power 100 also, it will end with 6 only. Whatever the digits, other digits, but it ends with the digit 6 only. Okay, so this last digit applies only for some numbers like 5, 6, 10. Okay, so for here 6 power n, for any positive integer ends with 6. So units digit of 6 power 100 is also 6. Okay, clear children? 6 power any number, if we ask 200, 300, whatever is there here, it ends with 6 only. So we'll go, did you understand this problem? Okay. So if you understand this video, please share and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.